What if I told you the next big investment idea isn't a new tech stock, another crypto coin, or a mission to Mars, but this, right in the middle of our biggest cities? A quiet revolution is taking shape, and it's centered around one of the most unassuming animals you can imagine. Now, you won't see headlines about this every day. The truth is, the pioneers driving this forward are sharp, small to medium-scale entrepreneurs, not necessarily household name billionaires. But the business model they're perfecting is so powerful, so efficient, and so perfectly timed with future trends that it's becoming the exact type of opportunity that attracts serious capital. So today, we're revealing the secret economic and sustainable advantages that have put urban rabbit farming on the radar of smart money. We will break down the 3 key reasons why this is being seen as the future of urban agriculture. First up, the reason that always gets an investor's attention: the incredible financial upside. In a world of crowded markets, finding an industry with low startup costs and high potential returns is the holy grail. Urban rabbit farming fits that description perfectly. Compared to traditional livestock like cattle or even chickens, the startup costs for a rabbit operation are surprisingly low. Rabbits don't need huge pastures or complicated, expensive buildings. They're perfectly suited for compact, vertical spaces, which means you can launch an operation in places you'd never expect, from repurposed warehouses to city rooftops. But the low cost of entry is only half the story. The real magic is in their efficiency and breeding speed. Rabbits are famously prolific. A single doe can produce several litters a year, and their babies grow to market weight in just 8 to 12 weeks. That rapid cycle means a continuous flow of products and revenue, a dream for any business. It lets farmers scale their operations up or down almost immediately based on what the market wants. You might be thinking, okay, but who's buying rabbit? This is where the model gets brilliant, because it doesn't rely on just one source of income. The main product, of course, is the meat. Rabbit is a lean, high-quality protein. While it's still a niche product in many Western countries, it has a loyal following among health-conscious consumers and is popping up in high-end restaurants that value sustainability. It's positioned as a premium, eco-friendly alternative to other meats. But the money doesn't stop there. There's a solid market for selling breeding stock to other farmers who want to get into the business. And then you have the manure. This is not a waste. It is what urban gardeners call black gold. Rabbit manure is a powerful and sought-after organic fertilizer that can be sold to the booming market of city gardeners, landscapers, and vertical farms. It is a perfect circular economy, turning a byproduct into another paycheck. While some operations in the past relied on fur, the global market for rabbit fur has been shrinking due to serious ethical concerns and changing taste and fashion. Smart urban farms today are focusing on the meat, breeding, and manure, which creates a much more resilient business that isn't tied to a single controversial market. And diversifying to manage risk is a principle every smart investor lives by. The second reason this is turning heads goes beyond profit and gets to one of the biggest challenges of our time: sustainability. The world is finally waking up to the environmental costs of our food, and investors are looking for businesses that align with green-friendly goals. While urban rabbit farming isn't a formal ESG investment class just yet, its core principles are undeniably green. Let's start with efficiency. Pound for pound, rabbits are one of the most efficient protein sources on the planet. They have an amazing feed conversion ratio, which is a fancy way of saying they're incredibly good at turning plants into protein, far better than cattle, and even more efficient than pigs or chickens. They need significantly less water and land to produce a kilogram of meat, which is a game changer on a resource-strapped planet. Their environmental footprint is tiny compared to traditional livestock, with lower greenhouse gas emissions and less waste. This efficiency is a direct answer to the problem of urban food security. Most cities depend on long, fragile supply chains that truck food in from hundreds of miles away. Urban rabbit farms offer a powerful alternative, producing fresh, high-quality protein right where people actually live. This slashes food miles, improves food safety, and makes cities tougher against supply chain shocks. And these farms are perfect models of circular economy. Like we mentioned, the waste, the manure, becomes a valuable fertilizer for local food production. It's a closed-loop system where waste isn't just reduced. It's turned into another valuable product that supports the rest of the urban farming ecosystem. It's a model that is both good for the planet and good for the bottom line. If you're finding these insights into the future of food and investment valuable, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. We're always digging into the hidden economies and innovative ideas that are quietly shaping our world, and you won't want to miss what we find next. The third and final reason urban rabbit farming is so compelling is that it feels like it was perfectly designed for the future of our cities. For centuries, the farm and the city were kept separate. Agriculture needed wide open spaces that cities just don't have. Urban rabbit farming completely flips that idea on its head. The biggest advantage is the tiny footprint. Rabbits can be raised humanely and productively in small, enclosed spaces. This makes them ideal for a dense urban world. We're talking about operations running in converted basements, on rooftops, or in modular, vertical systems stacked inside warehouses. This adaptability means food production can be woven directly into the fabric of city, which was unthinkable with cows or pigs. This model is also incredibly scalable. An entrepreneur can start small, with just a handful of rabbits, and expand as they build their market. This low barrier to entry also creates a powerful social good. It opens up opportunities for new jobs and businesses right inside cities, sometimes in communities that need them most. From a risk perspective, having a network of small, distributed urban farms is much more resilient than our current centralized system. All animal farming requires strict biosecurity to manage disease, but rabbits have a different risk profile than animals like poultry or pigs, which have been at the center of huge agricultural pandemics. While rabbits can get their own specific diseases, the risk can be managed more easily in smaller, contained urban operations than in massive rural facilities. When you put these three pieces together, the high profit potential, the powerful sustainability, and the perfect fit for cities, you see why this is about more than just farming. It's about rethinking our relationship with food, with our cities, and with our planet. So, even if the world's biggest billionaires aren't personally funding urban rabbit farms yet, why should this be on their radar? Because this single industry solves the three of the most critical issues in any forward-thinking investment: profitability, sustainability, and scalability. It's a business model with multiple revenue streams and low startup costs. It provides sustainable protein source with a tiny fraction of the environmental damage of traditional livestock. And it is perfectly designed for the cities of tomorrow, creating local jobs and making our food supply more secure. While the headlines are focused on the usual tech stocks and space missions, this quiet food revolution is picking up speed. The logic behind it is undeniable. The movement may be led by smaller entrepreneurs today, but the principles it's built on are exactly what attract large-scale investment. The question is no longer if smart money will flow into groundbreaking ideas like this, but when it will become a defining feature of the new urban economy. The real gold mine isn't just a profit. It's the promise of a healthier, more resilient future built from the ground up right in the heart of our cities. What do you think is the biggest hurdle for sustainable food in our cities? Is it a lack of space, the high cost, or just old consumer habits? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for another informative video on sustainable living. Thank you for watching.